some different incentivizing referral methods that actually work, and this is specific for the cleaning industry. So what I like to do sometimes, whenever I'm thinking about testing a new way to get customers, I always want to kind of identify like what are the pros and cons, right? So what are the positive and negatives of doing, this potential strategy? And that's something that you would want to either write down on paper, or maybe you want to put it on a Google spreadsheet or on a Google document, and kind of say, evaluating these different types of strategies, which one's going to work best for my business based on my customers, based on what I charge for my services, right? Based on whatever my overhead is as a business owner. You know the numbers, right? So basically test out which ones work best for you. You want to make sure that you're obviously not giving away business in a point where you're not making any sort of profit, because that's not good, right? Even in the short term, you want to still be able to generate a profit to sustain your business, to make sure you're not going upside down. And then understanding what is the most effective strategy for, communicating with your customers at scale. So at Clean Pixel, we've also been testing this out. And what I have found, and I'm smiling while I say this, a lot of our customers don't read emails too much. A lot of our customers really like text messages, right? So it's just quicker, it's easier, it's real time. It's good to know what type of communication method that you want to deliver this referral. Is it going to be a phone call? Is it going to be a text, or is it going to be an email? So kind of establish that structure in the beginning to basically give out the positive and negatives, decide what the margins look like on these initiatives, and then find out how you're going to deliver it to your customers. Is basically what that's about. Now, going into these time-tested approaches that can work for you, I'll go over each one and kind of explain each one. And then I'm going to pause because there's a number of people on the call. So I want to make sure if anybody has any questions, or we can dive further into it. So the 100% refund program is an interesting one. So basically how it works is you give 25% discount, right, up to 4 people that they can refer, right? So basically it provides them with a 100% reimbursement for all the referrals they've given you. So that's the 100% refund program. It's basically up to 4 referrals, 25% each. By the way, there's a method to the madness when it comes to the 25%, which I did further research on. The incentive has to be good enough or valuable enough for someone to want to do something on your behalf, right? Like they have to get something of value back as a customer. As much as they might love you as a person they hired to do the cleaning for their home or their business, there has to be some sort of incentive that converts them into saying, I'm willing to spread the word and it's worth this much. On a personal note, based on how much you're charging for your services, if it's a residential property, I would definitely say that 25% is a good number. If it's a commercial property, you might want to drop this down because obviously those are large jobs. 25% is a very large amount of money. So I would say that would be more in the 10 to 15% bracket, maybe more towards the 10%, depending on the size of the job. So those are things to take into account and adjustments to make based on commercial versus residential. And so the other simpler one, which I'm sure many of you have either used or thinking about using, is just the simple 25% off your next clean. So thank you so much for being a loyal customer to us. We really appreciate if you'd spread the word, and if you were to refer us to a customer or a neighbor or someone like that, we'll give you 25% off of your next clean if we end up getting them as a customer.